Hello guys, and welcome to the first video of this channel. Today's video is going to be the first one of a series that's going to last for this year, 2025, because I found a really cool and cheap way to participate in a karting season. We're talking about rental karting. Of course, if we want to keep the cost down, it has to be rental karting, but nonetheless, it's a really cool formula and it's really well structured. I'm going to show you now why. So I'm not originally from Germany, but I now live in Berlin. And I found this really cool track, not that far from Berlin. It's like an hour driving from the city. And as you can see, it's an outdoor track and it has a relatively long straight just after the start-finish line. And even with rental cars, you can easily reach like up to 72, 73 kph at the end of the straight. And it also has a really cool mix of long, fast corners and then sharp 90 degrees corner. So it really has it all. And it's really cool because if you go on their website, the name of the track is Spreewald. And if you go to their website, it's this one here. Yeah, let me translate this. If you go to events, you will see this one, the first one, Spreewald Cup 2025. You see it's a proper championship with mandates. And what you get is, or the program is 10 minutes qualifying, 20 minutes race 1, and then 15 minutes race 2. All of this for just 55 euros. And it's 45 minutes driving. 45 minutes driving for 55 euros is a steal. It's a real steal. And also the cool thing is that you see you have the 10 minutes qualifying as left around the track, but means like counterclockwise, because usually the track, you go around the track in a clockwise way. And this is another variant of the track. Then you have the normal track, normal layout in the first race. And then the second race, you have the chicane. And so basically you get 3 different tracks in one. It's not exactly 3 different tracks, but you get some variants. And it's really cool because it's open to around 60 people. And then the qualifying is also like a free practice where they just divide you based on the order you arrive. And then based on your time, they divide you in 3 different groups, group A, B, and C. And so then you are located in the, like with people around your level. So it's not that you're gonna race with like super slower drivers or super faster driver than you. You're always gonna be set around your level. So which is really good for like fair and competitive racing. And the way the order is defined is all the times from the 3 qualifying sessions are taken and put in order. And then the first 20 go in group A, second 20 go in group B, and third 20 is going to group C. This is roughly how it is. For example, in this race there were like 67 people, so it was 23, 22, 22. But yeah, this is the general rule. And so then in your group, your position is defined by that order. So for example, assuming 60 people, if you get the 30th lap time, you will start P10 in group B. And then you start your starting position for race 1, and then the final position from race 1 is what dictates your starting grid position for race 2. So if in race 1 you start P10 and then you arrive P5, that will be your starting position for race 2. And another cool thing to shuffle things around is that for race 1, the 20 minutes one, you have to make 2 mandatory passes in a pit lane. And for race 2, so 15 minutes, you only have to do 1. But this is great because it adds some strategy to without going into the complexity of driver change or tire change, which for cars is not a thing, but it adds some strategy element where you can decide if you're behind some slower cars, but you cannot find a way through. You can just decide to anticipate your stop and try to jump them. On the other hand, if you have free air in front of you, it will make more sense, for example, to stay out more and just find your rhythm, find your pace, and then do your drive-through at the very end. And you see there are 8 dates throughout the year, and there is a standing with like celebration at the end. So of course it's probably going to be just a small cup, but it still gives you the feeling of a real season. So here we are, Quali. We're about 20 drivers. And you see we go in the opposite direction of the conventional way around the track. So I try to take some space just to not be in the way of faster drivers or not to encounter slower drivers. And I'm just going to show here the fastest lap that I made in this session. So you arrive here and you basically don't brake, but like you send the car in the turn like a few meters after the start finish line. Then a very rough here in turn 2, and also turn 3 and 4. It was not great here. I was bouncing a lot, and here as well I almost touched it. I didn't, but yeah, we're very close. Then the last section is very fast corners. You can take like flat out controlling the oversteer. Here on the left now is I lose a bit of traction, and I'm also reaching a slower card ahead. Let's see here in the hairpin, like really a nice entry, and this was probably one of the best run I had around the hairpin, but I'm closing in on this other card, and let's see, let's hopefully I don't have to slow down, but yeah, it's not very confident, so I had to lift off a bit, and this was my time, 48.6. Is not blistering fast, and I was not able to improve my time. Also taking some space, I ended up behind this card again, but this was the last lap. I was already up half a second, and so I was Group B, so middle, P14, with a total of like 23 cars in our group, so almost at the middle of the pack. So here we are for race 1, starting P14. Now it's very dark. I'm sorry for the quality of the video. I'm planning to upgrade my gear, but let's start. Pretty even getaway for everyone. Let's try to follow these guys here. Hopefully no accidents. And whoop, there is a car coming up here. Yeah, on the right. He spun and whoop, almost touching the guy here. Nothing happened. Let's follow the cars here through the first part of the track. This guy tried to follow him to overtake this other guy in the Red Bull suit. Let's see if it goes. Yeah, I know he fights back, and I'm actually under pressure now, so let's try to defend the position. Yeah, I'm still on the inside here, and yes, okay. So didn't lose any position, didn't gain any position, only the one because of the guy spun in front of me. And let's see here in the straight, what's the top speed of this card? It seems to be good. It's actually very good. Yeah, the engine on this card is very good. Also, I'm quite light, so probably that also helps, but good. I know at least I have a very fast car on the straight. So of course I'm not going to show the entirety of the race. I'm just going to show the highlights, or like the most interesting parts, but at least the first lap and a half to see how it is. Also here I made a small mistake, so I started to lose a bit of contact with the car in front, and which actually dives into the pit a couple of laps later, so I have some free space in front of me, and I actually do have some free space behind me. So I decided to stay out here and see what my pace is, see if I can come back at the cars in front, which I'm slowly doing. I'm gaining on them. And yes, by lap 7 I basically joined the pack again, still no one behind me. And remember this guy in car number 21 with a side mounted GoPro. I'm gonna have an amazing fight with this guy, but for now let's say I just reach the pack. I know I'm faster, but it might be just because they were close together, they were fighting, so I decided to just go to the pits. There's still no one behind me here. Oof, I tried a small dive bomb, but nothing happened, luckily. And so yeah, when you go to the pits, you have to raise your hand, so you warn cars behind you that you're making a sharper turn. And this is how it goes. You just dive in. Ooh, it was a bit wide here, slow down a lot. And so let's see the rejoining, pretty smooth. There's a guy next to me, and yeah, he's actually the same guy that dived into the pits a few laps before. So yeah, I'm still behind him. So the thing about this track is that it has a very long straight for like straight speed overtakes, but then it has few overtake spots, maybe just a couple around the track, except that. So I had to wait for the straight, but I'm confident that I could pass him on speed. Let's see, yeah, I'm gaining. I pull alongside, and yeah, he leaves me the space. I do the same, and yeah, we are through. Couple laps later, I'm starting to catch also the other guys in front of me. Also, I apologize for the data here. It's because the GoPro sometimes crops the videos after they exceed a certain length. I found a way to solve this issue, but for the first race, unfortunately, we have to stick with this. But yeah, so back to the race. I was catching the guys in front here. I still had the second pit stop to serve because these guys are very slow. They're battling a lot between them. So if I find a way through, that might be it. But I decided to just go in, not risk. But the guy in front of the car in front of me also decided to dive into the pits, and it's quite slow here, and I made a mistake. I touched the barriers here. You can see on the right here. Tack. And when this happens, they give you a penalty and you have to serve another drive-through. So I was almost sure that my race was ruined at this point. Meanwhile, let's try to pass these guys right up the pits, but no, I'm not fast enough. And at the end of the lap, sure enough, I was given a penalty. They usually show you a black flag with your number, and so I had to serve another drive-through, which I did at the end of the lap here, so I was still behind the same people. Let's see, this time, widen the entry, nice, careful here. Okay, this time was fine. So let's see, in this rejoin, there were actually two cars fighting, and I got pushed into the barriers like nothing happened, just a light touch, but that was close. Let's say this guy probably is very slow, and he dived into the pits very late, and I had to brake and not to push him, not to touch him. But so now at least I have a bunch of slow cars in front of me, which I can enjoy passing. Starting with this guy, I'm definitely faster than him. He saw me, so he gave me space here. Overtake completed. And by the way, I don't know in which position am I, or at least I don't remember, because there is a screen, like an LCD screen with the live timing and your position, but it's not possible to see it from the GoPro, and I don't remember at what position I was at these points. You see, while I passed this guy, you see on the right there the screen, and yes, another overtake completed. And next card is this one, number 21. Remember I told you to keep an eye on this guy? So you will see now why it's going to be a fun battle, but I was expecting to pass him like easily like I did with the other guys, but for the first run here I slightly touched him, probably was too close before the last, or let's say before the first corner, so I was not able to pass him. But you see here how close I was. So I decided, okay, this time let's leave a bit more space. Let's run the turn a bit wider so I get a more slingshot for the straight. And here I'm able to get alongside him, but he's there, so I had to leave him space here on the inside, and he comes back. So okay, the challenge is on. Following lap, same, I run a bit wide just to keep the speed, and I try to get alongside me again. This was probably a bit worse than last time. He's still there, I have to leave the space, and he's there. I tried to hold the line there, but actually there's a guy behind us, and there's a slight touch. I lift off to let him pass, so nothing serious, but the guy behind us jumped both of us, so now we're one position down. So next lap, here I am again, same story. I try to get a good run here at this finish line. I pull alongside him because he always covers the inside. That's the thing. I mean, it does great. But what's great, you see, we are always alongside each other, and we leave each other space. Like on the small turn to the right, I give him space, and then to the small turn on the left, he gives me space, and then he has the right of turn on the right. You see, here again, same story. Following lap, I get alongside him, I leave him space, he leaves him space here, and then he's there in front. So that was fantastic, a fantastic battle. But this was probably one of the last lap. When we passed the finish line, the clock was less than a minute. So here, nothing happened. And actually the guy behind us also tried to attack me, so now I have to think about defending, and yeah, luckily I was able to do so. But we are at lap 29, following lap 30 was the last one, and so we finish P14. So with all these super nice battles with nice overtake, I finished where I started because of the penalty I got. But yeah, that was my mistake. So here we are again, race 2, starting in P14, and behind this guy. Now he is number 8, car number 8. Let's see if everything goes smoothly. Seems so. It's the start, and this time also we have the chicane, so I will not have the big advantage of this straight line speed, but I also changed car, so I don't know if it's gonna be the case. But let's see if something happens here. Everything okay? Oh, actually one guy spun in front of me and I lost a few places, but luckily I went through without stopping. Let's see again, like he was completely spun around, and I saw a gap here. I was able to squeeze in, but I lost probably like, okay, with this guy at least 4 positions, but at least it's gonna be fun to try and fight back for them. So again, I'm just gonna show the first lap and a half. Already one guy went to the pits, and I'm really close to these guys. Let's see how it is on the straight now with the chicane. Okay, seems I'm not that fast with this car, but maybe I got a bad run. So let's try and keep up the pressure. Also, it's very slippery here, as you saw the hairpin and the tight left corner. Okay, guy in front is going to the pits. 2 guys went to the pits. So I will have a bit more free air, but still one guy very close to me. So after 2 laps I still didn't find a way through that guy, so I decided also to dive into the pits. And let's see, hopefully I will not touch anything this time. Yeah, I was a bit more cautious and nothing happened. It was not the fastest pit stop. And I rejoin behind our friend, number 8 with the side-mounted GoPro. So yeah, the challenge is on, and that means that we also have to bring up again the fail attempt counter. We stopped at 5 before, so let's see how many we get now with race 2. So a couple of laps later, I'm a bit closer, but with also the shorter straight is not so easy to pass here, so I have to just follow him and try to find an overtake spot somewhere. Here again, this time I actually got a good run. Let's see if I can try to put him and dive in the inside. He saw me, he gave me space. Let's try here, switching. Ooh, this is very nice. But yeah, he retains the position, so 6. Following a lap, I'm also again very close, but yeah, I cannot really pull alongside him this time, so I just follow me through, and oof, small tap, was not intentional. 1 more lap later, again I'm very close, but not enough. He saw me, but yeah, there's no point in diving there, and actually I had a really big snap of oversteer there, but yeah, didn't lose too much. And again, the following lap, I am a bit closer this time. Let's see, yes, I'm able to pull alongside here. And again, let's try to switch, but ooh, this time he covered the inside, and yeah, so I couldn't do anything there, but yeah, no way through here. But again, following lap, let's see, this time I'm a bit faster. No way, I had to back off. Starting lap 17 now, the clock is going down fast. Well, let's see, this time he saw me, he gave me space. Let's try to switch place here. Yes, this time I'm able to switch. Let's see, yes, I'm able to stay alongside him here, and finally, overtake completed. Successful attempt, 1, finally. So this was 3 laps to the end, so lap 20 was actually the last lap of the race, but this was a fantastic battle. I enjoyed every bit of it, and this shows that this formula actually works, that you can have fair racing with people around your level and have fun in a clean way. So at the end I finished P13, which means that the only real position I gain is the one against this guy. But to be honest, I'm happy. I mean, it's fair. We fought for like 2 full races, so it's okay. I enjoyed it. So just to recap, Quali was P14, then race 1 was P14 because of my mistake, and then P13 for race 2. And again, fantastic race, fantastic formula. This was the answer that I was looking for, that yes, this formula works and I want to do this for the rest of the year. And also, after I pulled into the pits, I looked for this guy because I wanted to congratulate and just shake his hand and say it was a fantastic one, and he felt the same. So really true sportsmanship and fun. So that's all for today's video, and in case you are interested in the uncut version of all 3 sessions, so Quali, race 1, race 2, in the description you can find the links for the full length version. And also stick around for the next episode, because it took me quite long to edit and make this video, but I already participated in the second round, and in those races I was always fighting for the podium position, so it's even more interesting than this one. And with that being said, if you have any feedback, any question, anything, feel free to put it down in the comments, and yeah, see you soon with the next race.